Hey there, welcome back. So today I'm going to discuss something interesting. One of the open source project which is actually created by Martin and team. So this is an older project which they initiated in 2017, but it looks very relevant since we are having some camel upgrade. So I was doing some study around the impact of the camel upgrade in any of our existing interfaces, or it's going to be impacting the scenarios where we are going to or we are actually using some custom adapters. So during the entire study, I came across this particular blog, and this is really wonderful. What Martin and team they have actually contributed for the entire community is really awesome. So I will just quickly give you a background around this and how can we set it up. Though they have stopped working on this, but this actually gives a lot of ideas. If you are planning to do some kind of utility or product development, it will definitely help you. So let's see what's inside this blog. So probably you should be reading this particular blog. You will find more information, but how this is being implemented or how can we use this CPI tracker actually, we will see. So they came up with this open project as CPI tracker. What this CPI tracker is going to do is basically it is going to take some input parameters which is running on the cloud integration Raspberry tenant. Let's say which particular XSLT version we are using, or what is the JVM environment Pandora version, what is the JVM version, what is the Camel version, Groovy version, all these things currently the CI tenant is using. It is going to pull this information, and basically you can leverage this information. Once you are having this information, you can send this information to any of the dashboard, or if you are working on uh, some feeds where you want to track all this information, this utility will actually help you. So how to implement this? So what we are having over here, so this is the main blog which you have to refer it, and within this blog there is a hyperlink. You have to just click on this and you have to create an account over here. So here you will find the CPI tracker and all this information. uh, so once you log into this particular screen, it will actually take you to the GitHub from where you can download the entire integration flow package. So this is the GitHub space where you can find the zip file. You need to download this integration flow, and you will find some documentation around this as well. So if you click on this readme MD, it will take you to some information. What is the mission behind the CPI tracker, how it is going to help you. Okay, so all this information you are going to get it, and at the same time, it is going to take you to the project wiki. Okay, so this is the project wiki page. When you click here, so I'm just guiding you on the documentation actually, so that you can follow this document and you can implement or import this particular integration flow on a tenant. So this is what's new in the CPI tracker. All this information you are going to get it, but what is interesting over here that you should be knowing that how to do the installation and configuration of CPI tracker. So when you come here, you have to download the particular package. Okay, that is what they have given all this information. So since we have already downloaded it, I am going to import this package to my trial account. But while before running the integration flow, basically, you need to configure a couple of parameters. So there is a data store. This particular data store will be created. So what is the logic behind this particular utility is basically it is going to read this information, all the versioning information, whether it's XSLT versioning information or JVM or your Groovy script, all this information, it is going to dump it in a data store. Okay. And this particular utility, you can schedule it as per your requirement, whether you want to run it in 12 hours, 1 hour. So it's based on your need or on ad hoc basis as well, you can run it. So once you execute it, it's going to pull all this information and dump it in a data store. And if the data is already there, it is going to read it or it will override the same information. So this information will be residing inside a data store. And once you have this information, probably you can then later create another integration flow and you can dump this information to any of the third-party tools. If you are using an Alex Stack or some other, you have created some custom dashboards where you want to showcase these parameters, so you can dump it there. You can pull this information from this particular utility. So this particular open source project is actually helping you to extend your integrations or designs. Basically, it's a, I would say it's a building block where you can get all this information, and based on your need you can further extend it. So kudos to this entire team. So how it is going to work? So since I have already downloaded this particular integration flow, so I will just show you in the trace mode. So this is my package, and inside this package I have already downloaded this integration flow, the CPI tracker. This is the integration flow I'm having. So if I go inside this integration flow, what I'm going to see here, so this is the starting point of the integration flow. There's a timer event, they have placed it, and inside this timer event, it is going to fetch all this information one by one. So it is going to take first this particular LIP will try to select the information from a data store. If it is empty, then it is going to create it, or if already there, then it is going to read it from there. So that is where your data store comes into picture. Once you have all this information, it will then move on to the next step. So it is going to store previous characteristics. So some Groovy scripts are written here, and once it pulls some information regarding the parameter. So this particular block is pulling information about XSLT, Java, Groovy, Camel, all this information. You are going to pull it. They have created very nicely in a very nicely manner. Basically, they have just segregated all this logic in separate integration. LIP is basically local integration process. So pretty simple, but yeah, very mindful, I would say. So once you are done with all this information, finally it is going to create it and dump it in a data store in the previous step, and it is going to save it over here. And now if you want to send it to any third party tool where you want to show this information in a dashboard basically, so you can also do that. So using a process adapter, you can dump it in another integration flow. So what you have to do here in terms of the configuration, so in terms of the configuration, when you go and import this particular integration flow, so it's a couple of parameters you need to set. So this data store we have already seen. You have to schedule it, and apart from that, you have to set some external parameters. So now I'm going to configure it, and once you configure it, you have to give the address of the process adapter. So you have to create another integration flow. Okay, you have to create another integration flow if you want to connect it to any third party basically dashboard or something, means some logic. If you want to import it, you want to push this information to any third party tools. So for that independent iFlow you have to create. So with this particular where you are going to download the integration flow, it is not going to download the process direct integration flow. So this you have to design it. That is what it is being mentioned over here. So you can create your integration flow. So here I have also created that integration flow as well. So just for my understanding, what I have done, I just created a sender process adapter and given the same endpoint. So if I open this, I'll just show you this CPI tracker. Okay, yeah. So what we have done here, so I've just connected with the proper process direct sender adapter, and rest all the logic you can import it, implement in between these start and end events. Okay, so in our case, what we have done, I've just given the endpoint. Okay, the timer event, I've just set it or run once so that we can see. And here you have to give the name of the data store as well. Okay, CPI tracker. So what will happen? I am going to the monitoring. So the moment you run it, it is going to create an entry in the data store. Okay, so we will see what kind of information it is going to store it. So we will look into the entire processing in the trace mode. So this is my integration flow. I'm going to set it in the trace mode, and that's it. That's it. So I'm just going to deploy this flow, integration flow now. So all the parameters are all set. let's see. We will just go to the monitoring. So this flow is successfully executed. Now, if I come to the trace mode, I should be able to see how the message is going to flow. So this is the place where I'm going to see the entire information. If I just copy this information, if I just download this information, what kind of information it is going to pull for me. So what can I do? Let me do a well formatting of this entire XML. This is my screen. So if you see here, it is going to get all this information like JVM version, XSLT vendor, Java vendor. Okay, so all of this information you are going to get. What is the Java Groovy version it is using? So Camel version. So all of this information we are going to get it. So now if you relate it, see, so right now it is giving Camel version 2.24, and there is a pop-up the moment you launch the integration flow. You might be noticing that SAP is giving this information as part of the notification. So it is going to upgrade 3.14 from existing version 2.24, and what we have got 2.24. Okay, so this is how you can get all this information. And yeah, uh, pretty simple flow, very mindful, I would say, which is giving a lot of opportunity for the developers. As part of the open source, they have also uh, uh, created this utility as an open source so that other developers can also contribute, and really kudos to the entire team.